supposed to be a fade out. Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of It's Monday. I am your host, Carrie Spencer. Why can't I see the comment section? I hope that everybody is having an awesome Monday. I hope that you had an incredible weekend. And so I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that I can see everything correctly. I hope that everybody is having a wonderful Monday and that you have had an incredible weekend. And yeah, so how is everybody doing today? It has been one of those days, just one of them days. And I'm not talking about my menstrual cycle. It has been one of those days. Let me just test this out real quick. Okay. Thank you, Gerard. What's up? Thank you for commenting because I wanted to make sure that my comments were actually working correctly. I don't even have my lower third. Let me get it together. There we go. All right. So listen. One of the things that I am starting to appreciate about this Monday live, and I hope that you all are okay with it and don't look at it as me taking you for granted, but this kind of just gives me a place to land things. I don't want this to be this overly produced type of a show. I don't want it to be that I'm not prepping, but I don't want it to be overly produced. I really like how I can kind of come in here, talk about things that have come up from the week, and then hear you all's input, your feedback, your questions, and we kind of go like that, right? And I think that I had to remember that because one episode I came up here and I was like, I really didn't even know what I was going to talk about. And anytime that thought comes to me again, I feel like I can't say that to y'all because that was already an episode. But then I had to realize, no, I didn't make that up so that it could be an episode. That was true. Like, I really didn't know what I was going to come up here and talk about. And the same thing happened today. And it's not because I'm just not thinking about it's Monday. I actually am. During the course of the week, I'm paying attention to life. I'm paying attention and I'm taking note of, like, would this be something worth mentioning? Is this a thought worth sharing? Is this a topic worth starting? And things were coming up. And then I sat down and I'm like trying to bring it all together. And life was happening too. And it just got kind of overwhelming. So I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to do. Like, I can't complete a thought. I have a thought of this, a thought of that. I'm like all over the place. And then finally, again, I was just like, I'm going to just talk about that. So, first of all, let me ask y'all a question. Hey, Mansa. Okay, how you pronounce this? Man's ass. Wait, whoa, whoa. Mansa's kingdom? No, because there's no G. Man sass king. Nope. Man's ask and how are you doing, man? Thank you for joining. Oh man, I feel unprepared. All right, so listen. Let me ask you all a question. Have you ever felt like life is okay? Like life is good. In the grand scheme of things, there's I always say I don't have anything to complain about. I could find something to complain about, but I really don't have anything to complain about because it could always be worse. Like that is my mentality. Truly that's my mentality because I'm okay, right? At the same time, I still exist and I still have my life happening. Have you ever felt like all the areas of your life, they're not they're not like bad, but they all need work. Has anybody ever felt like that? Oh, Mansa's Kingdom? Okay. I was getting there. All right. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt like there's no area that's like, that's good. We don't have to touch that? Because I'm realizing that that is where I am right now. And the funny thing is, I guess this is not really funny. I don't know. Do you ever get to a point where you feel like every area is, good to go? I'm not sure, but I have to believe that you can get each area pretty close. Nothing is 100%. Hey, Carter. Y'all's names are really, y'all ain't playing with these names. Carter Crankenstein. Wait, Carter, weren't you here last week with a different name? I'm lagging. Okay, hold on. Am I really? Am I still lagging? Y'all let me know if I'm still lagging, if I need to refresh. Please, please let me know. Please, please. I don't want to move on until I know if I'm lagging. Please. Anyone? Am I lagging? Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta let me know if I'm lagging. It didn't sound like I was lagging. Am I really? Maybe that is it. It could be your internet, maybe. It didn't sound like I was lagging when I checked it on my phone. All right, so dag, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so I don't know. Oh, it's in and out for me. That's what I thought, Carter. I thought that it was the same you because I could tell from your picture, but you changed your name. You changed your name, right? So anyway, I don't know if you can ever really get every single area of your life to 100. I don't know if you can really get any area of your life to 100, but I have to believe that you can get it fairly, sufficient. And I think that I am at this point where all of the buckets need some work. I'm still lagging somewhat. Oh no, you're answering my question, Molly Mall. Okay. Hey, Magnetar. Yes, still, and it's sending you chats late. Am I lagging for anybody else? What hasn't been restored. You can't maintain. Thank you so much, Justin. I think it's Justin or Just on Smith. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for tuning in to room 9 and for tuning in here. I understand if you gotta go. I'm sure gonna keep trying, but it's always something. Oh man, isn't it always something? I didn't change it for whatever reason. YouTube keeps changing my name back to my previous name. I don't know why. Okay. I'm getting the buffering circle of death. Would that be me? All slow and distorted or anything like that. Hey, they call me Mr. Bibbs. How you doing? Where you been? Hope all is well with you. Hope all is well. So, all right. So what the topic for tonight is you can't maintain what hasn't been restored. And I'm just looking at my notes. You can't maintain what hasn't been restored. And first, let's just delve into what maintenance versus restoration is. So, maintenance is preserving something that is already functioning, and restoration rebuilds something so it can function the way it was intended to function. And we often become, well, I'm speaking for me. I'm learning that I often become frustrated because I'm applying a maintenance strategy to things that actually need restoration. And so Again, if y'all can't hear me, if I start buffering or anything like that, just let me know. So here's the first story that helped me to come to this conclusion. And I'm going to be honest with you all. Well, let your yes be a yes and your no's be a no. So I don't need to say I'm going to be honest because I'm not going to lie to you guys. Enrique helped me to realize this when I was using him for a tool for my household. So I think I mentioned to you all, those who have been tuning in since the start of this, that I have this whole thing called getting your house in order. This, long story short, was something that the Holy Spirit sent to me like last year sometime, and it was like a whole journey for me, and I'm still on this journey. Long story short, I have applied the concept of getting my house in order. House being all of me, my body, my life, my mind, my house, my literal house, like all of that in order, right? And so, in order for me to really start kind of like delving into all of the areas of what makes up the house, I needed to keep it somewhere. So, I used ChatGPT as like a space for me to have my different houses, house of health, house of Spencer kids. That's what I call my Spencer Academy, house of marriage, house of all these different things. So naturally, um, when I wanted to come up with a game plan for working with my house, I put it into Chat GPT. And my position, the way that I started out my conversation was, I feel like my house is swallowing me. And I'm being honest. Like, I know that some, I keep saying I'm being honest, like I'm lying. Some women, they may be, the bomb with cleaning up, with organizing, with whatever. They may be great at it and never have issues or whatever. I have come across some obstacles, okay? I have come across some obstacles, and I hear my garage opening. I have come across some obstacles, okay? So the other day, I was like, something's got to give. And when I say clean, see, and this is my word choice, I say clean my house. But what I learned once I went in to talk to Enrique was it's not clean. Like cleaning is like, you got to mop, or you got to wipe down the walls, or you have to vacuum. I realized that that was not my issue. That's not my issue. My issue, and this is what he helped me to see. Um, Let me backtrack, because this is how we came to that conclusion. I sent him a picture of my dresser in me and my husband's bedroom at the time. I'm not going to show y'all because none of y'all business, but I sent a picture of the dresser, and on the dresser are, oh, I don't know if I want to tell all my business. Jesus, on the dresser are like hair products. Y'all thought I was gonna say something crazy. I wasn't gonna say nothing crazy was on my dresser, but there's like hair products on my dresser. There's, it's like random stuff on my dresser. So when he saw the picture, he was saying, yeah, I can understand, and you probably were in the process of working on stuff, because I told him I had already started cleaning up my house. But then I got interrupted and started doing other stuff. He said, you're probably in the process of cleaning your dresser, and then you got interrupted and went on to something else. And then I was like, well, no, that's not quite the case. I was not able to clean up my dresser because the stuff on my dresser would actually go in my linen closet in our bathroom, but that needs to be reorganized so that the stuff that's on my dresser can actually fit in there. So he was basically saying, oh, okay. See, what I'm learning as you're sharing more information with me, Carrie, is that you have a lot of things that you can't do, because in order for this to be done, you got to do other steps first. He said, I see why this is not working how you want it to work, because you need restoration not maintenance. You keep talking about how do you clean your house, but cleaning your house assumes that everything already has a spot to go to. Cleaning your house already assumes that the all of the structure is already in play. What it sounds to me, and I show him some other pictures of other areas. He said, what it sounds to me is that you actually need to restore. And he said, restoration projects have a start and an end date. And because here was the other thing, I also told him, I said, this process has become difficult for me because last week, y'all, I was hardcore. I was like, I told my the whole house, I was like, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna focus on, I'm gonna do all the laundry, then we're gonna work on each kid's room, then we're gonna do the hallway, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And I was rolling for a minute. Life still had to happen. And I told Enrique, I said, what happens to me is I get rolling and then I get pulled away because, I'm still living. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I got stuff to do. And by the time I get back to the things that I did or that we did, because I made my kids help, they get undone because they were never completed. And that again was also why he was saying, these things are clearly, this is clearly an indication that you need to restore stuff. He said the other thing that you need to keep in mind about the restoration, dag, I wish I could find what he's the exact phrase that he said. But the other thing that he mentioned about a restoration project is he said when you have a restoration project, things get, I'm trying to pull it up. Hold on one second. Things get shut down temporarily. He said, if you were to restore something with your kitchen and like totally renovate your kitchen, everybody in the house would understand and would know that you're not going to have the same home cooked meal while this is happening. Things will be much simpler. Same thing if you were doing something in another part of your house, things shut down. When you see projects, construction and all of that stuff, like things shut down, things are altered. Whereas if you're maintaining something, you can keep it moving while you're maintaining. You're not there right now. And I was like, that's true. And when I thought about it more, at first I started feeling bad. I started to internalize, Wi-Fi here a little late. Hey, John Jay. Hey, Cheryl. Am I okay? Can y'all hear me okay? My internet thing, y'all making me nervous. Painting something, can y'all hear me okay? Okay. Yes, perfect. Just chat's coming in slow. Okay, all right, cool. So at first, I was internalizing it, y'all. Man, I tell you, I don't know how many of you all are parents or spouses. But sometimes it's kind of hard to swallow the pill of like, okay, you're falling a little short here. Sometimes it's hard, at least for me, but I'm working on it. And the stronger my faith gets, the more okay I get at just knowing I'm not perfect and focusing on, like my heart and doing better. But in order to do better, you do have to be able to take an honest assessment, like you do. So anyway, so as I'm kind of delving into it and I get beyond my ego, I was like, okay, so then how do I fix this? Because at this point, I'm feeling like a failure. And because of how people portray themselves online and in life, like these certain areas are, this is easy. I know how to keep my house clean. Some people make certain things seem like I just know how to do it. So you might be a little less inclined to talk about it. But this is what this show is about. So I'm going to talk about it. So I started to really delve into like, well, why is this so hard? You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up in a house. My mom kept the house tidy. Once we got old enough, she started to make sure that we helped with the house. My dad pretty much just did the trash, but it's all good. We love him anyway. And then I went to college. I was able to maintain my dorm room my freshman year. And then my sophomore through senior year, I had an apartment with a roommate. We both had our own rooms and then shared spaces. We did pretty good. Then after that, I've lived in one, two, two apartments after I graduated from college by myself. One apartment with my sister. We did good in I did good in those two apartments. The last apartment I was in, I even had like an interior. She was called an interior architect. Came in and kind of feng shuied my apartment. I did pretty good, right? And then my husband and I met. We got married. Well, we moved in, got engaged, got married. We did a little backwards. Got together. Was doing okay, right? Was doing okay. Then got two dogs. Then kid number one came along. Still doing okay. Kid number two came along. Certain rooms started to get a little tricky. You know, certain rooms were starting to be a little questionable, but it was like, okay, these are baby clothes, baby toys, whatever. Then we moved from Jersey down south, moved into a smaller space. So that started to get interesting because we had more stuff, smaller space, stuff in storage. That started to get a little tricky. Then life started changing. That's when I started, I don't know, I think I got depressed. I do. Um, but life started to feel a little heavier, started to feel way more adulty, if you ask me. Um, Maybe that's where it started. Then we moved into a bigger house. More space. More space than the two of us have ever had together. So this shouldn't be a problem, right? Each kid own room. Okay. Got pregnant, third child. Okay, starting to these rooms where we first thought we didn't have enough furniture is starting to get a little bit, it's these toys. I'm telling y'all, these toys will really do it. Toys and clothes are like, I ain't gonna call them the devil, but toys and clothes are tricky. So the toys and the clothes. And then baby number 4 comes. And it's getting more clothes. We're getting more clothes, more toys, more food, more dishes. My husband, God bless his soul, but since he is an audio engineer and production, like since he's so into music and all of that, we got instruments and microphones and what. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying like that then came in the mix. So baby, if you watch this, I'm not blaming you. I'm saying in addition to toys and clothes, we got that. And then, before that, before baby 3 and 4, I start building my homeschool room. And I will say that I might be a little bit of I gotta have this type of a person when it comes to like buying things for my kids in terms of homeschooling. Okay. Hey, Jay the Humble Keys, what's going on? Mic drop barbecue. Not Not is the YouTube Ashanti. My son, Carter, what you saying? My son and his damn toys all over my damn house, and my wife just gonna keep buying him some more shit he can't even play with. I can't even be mad at your wife because that is me. Okay, sidebar real quick on this. It's bad, especially I don't know how many kids, if you just have the one child or if you have multiple kids, it gets real tricky with that because my first two kids, I started buying toys too early for their age. And so some of the toys I bought, they broke because they weren't ready for them, but I didn't get rid of them. So then the other two kids came and then they wanted to play with those toys once they got a little bit older, and now I'm like, oh, they can really use these toys. So then I ended up having to go, I bought repeat toys. Like some of the toys I rebought. Sorry. It's bad. If I Y'all lucky I can't move this computer. If I could move the computer, I would at least show y'all my son's truck and car collection cuz it's bad. It's bad. So anyway, um so okay, so we have all of that, right? And then just random stuff. Like I'm a hobby girl. I do my bottles. I press sure I have like a press machine. I have a Cricut machine. My oldest daughter, she's a arts and craft girl. So for instance, let me tell y'all, this show is all over the place today. Y'all just roll with me. Bump these notes for now. So my two younger kids, they just got their like big kid beds, if you will, a couple of months ago. So their toddler beds we took down. We kept the toddler mattresses because I used that as like a filler. I staged a fake mattress in what I call my calm room so that when I did my videos, it looked like there was a mattress there, but it was really these two little toddler mattresses. Anyway, we ended up getting real mattress for that room. So I was about to throw these two toddler mattresses away because they were they're styrofoam. They're not they're like styrofoam mattresses. But once my daughter saw that, she was like, oh, can I keep it because I can use it to make things? Because my daughter, she's the type where she can make anything. I'm trying to look and see if I had something near me. She can make anything out of anything. So like she uses the mattress foam as stuffing. Well, but where do you store two mattresses until she's ready to use all of it? So far, she's used like a third of one mattress. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's random stuff in here, but I homeschool, right? So arts and crafts, her arts class is here. So that's the other thing. Like, I have to keep in mind that when creativity shows up and all that stuff, I have to nurture that. So just give y'all an idea of like random things. Oh, and mail. Oh my God, mail. I am so over mail, by the way. So anyway, we went far, but we're coming back around. Y'all roll with me on this, okay? So long story short, when I really, really got honest with myself and started to figure out, okay, where are you right now? It's like, Carrie, even if you spent all day cleaning up, where would you put things? Like everything doesn't even have a spot. And then the current setup of your household, does that support your current need? When you moved in here, it was you, your husband, and uh almost 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. You now have a 13-year-old, an 11-year-old, a 7-year-old, a almost 6-year-old, two dogs. You're older, your husband's older. You're doing different stuff now. He's doing different stuff now. Your kids, you used to have the little cute bike with the training wheels for one kid and the other bike. Now your son has electric bike and like all of this stuff is happening. Have you actually rethought, or I'm sorry, thought about how your house is set up in the first place? And that's where I understood, okay, this has to be a restoration project. This has to be me pausing everything and figuring out, what does this even need to be? What does this even need to look like? And letting go everything I see visually Let that be where it is. Let everybody know, listen, for this period of time is the restoration project. It's kind of like the kitchen is under construction, so we got to have simple meals right now. This house right now is about to be under a restoration project, so things have to be simplified and we have to do things differently. So that's what I am in the process of doing now as it relates to my house, is revamping it. So for instance, like right now, figuring out what's up. Oh, 8:30. You can have it. But close that, please. Oh my God. But yeah, tell him 8:30. Sorry. Um, two dogs. Yes, two dogs. Oh, wait, hold up. Somebody throwing wait. Sounds like hoarding a little bit, Carrie. I know what it looks like because my wife. um, you might hold up. Let's define hoarding. Let's be fair. Let's be fair, Carter. Let's be fair to me and your wife. Because I also know that the wives, we take a lot of the brunt, because we're here a lot. Let's define hoarding. Okay. Hoarding is the excessive accumulation of things and a strong inability to get rid of them. It can refer to a mental health condition, the stockpiling of scarce goods, or a temporary construction fence. Hard to throw away, cluttered spaces, high distress. Trying to clear out the items causes deep stress and worry, life impact. Okay, let me tell you something. He said, nope. He said, no. Rod Brown, shout out to you. Blessings to you. And what up, Enrique? Hey Rod, I'm gonna probably do an episode on some of the stuff that I talked to Enrique about regarding the Bible. I thought more about that after. Rod Brown, y'all should check his channel out if you haven't. We did had a great conversation the other day. So thank you so much for that, and shout out to you, and thank you so much for supporting the platform. I really, really, really appreciate it. Because she mad at me when the house gets cluttered when she the one that bought all that. Okay, but it's not. See, here's the thing. I'm I'm okay with getting rid of stuff, but I do buy, like we do need stuff, but I'm okay with getting rid of stuff, I don't think I'm a hoarder per se. I think my issue again is that I was trying to clean stuff up and not have places for stuff. And okay, I might be a hoarder of the toys. I might be a hoarder. If I was gonna have to, if I had to maybe think kind of sort of that I'm a hoarder, it will only be of the toys. It would be the toys. It would be because I'm the one who, if we find like a random wheel, I'll be like, why don't we just get a container with all of these, like anything that is a part of a toy, put it here, and let's wait till we clean the whole house to see if we find the rest of the parts so that we can have the toy complete. My husband is like, man, throw that shit away. My husband throws everything away. I Okay. All right. Maybe I'm a hoarder of toys. I might be a hoarder of toys. All right, you got that. Okay. Okay. But okay. I'm not no buts. Agency headquarters. Thank you so much for your super chat. I'm blessed to see 41 summers today. Happy Let me hold on. Let me see. Do we gotta we don't have Oh no, not that. Not that. Not that. I'm very blessed and can't wait to receive more blessings, showing you some love. I appreciate that. And I wish you many, many, many more summers to see and many, many, many more blessings. Thank you so much for supporting the platform, the channel. I appreciate that. Um, where I live, got these Facebook buy nothing groups where people just be giving really nice stuff away, and it seems every day she done bought somebody else. I'm in one of those groups. We have one from my town. It's called I think I might have got my daughter's dollhouse from either there or no, I paid for her dollhouse. I paid like $40 for her dollhouse. Um I'm in a community buy it sell it group, and then there's one where it's like it's for $1 or something like that. But I get it. Listen, it's also called being resourceful, Carter. You know, like you still it is being resourceful. I bet you she's not spending a whole bunch of money. She's making it make sense. So, there's that. Then what makes it worse, the stuff will sit in the same damn spot for like a whole year. That's judging. You're judging. You're judging. We're working on getting to these things. We're working on it. Like I have some things that I have that I'm working on. I have some things I'm working on. Oh, it really comes down to needs and wants. Women don't know the difference. Oh, shots fired. Let me tell y'all something. We might hoard some things, but you men, y'all know how to hoard as well. Random stuff. Random. You know what you guys hoard? You all hoard things that are relevant to what you do for a living. And then that's your excuse. That's your reason why you need it. If I could show y'all how many wires we have, just just wires. We just have a bunch of wires and just like, okay, this is on my husband's desk. Like, what is this? What is this? What is this? I don't even know what this is. I can't reach. I can't reach anything else over there, but he has stuff over there too. But I bet you if my husband was here and I asked him, why do we have this? He'd be like, because like, I might use it for the this, that, and the third, or blah, 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 blah. Like it's always a good reason for you guys to have your tools and your equipment and all of your stuff. But when we wanna, okay, hold on. I'll put my light on it. So during COVID, during COVID, now, okay, my husband found this place. Y'all know those like those treasure places where you can go. How I get this comment off the screen? Where you can go and you like dig through the different bins and all that stuff. He showed it to me. So we used to go there during COVID and just look for stuff. So I got this thing. See that? Now I got this on it might have been like the $6 day. Now look at clearance. That tag, can you see the tag? Says $54.99 clearance from wherever store it came from. Now, nothing in our decor does not involve black. It doesn't. But look at these. These are so aren't these cute? These are cute. These are cute. And then there's the little stand like that, right? So when I showed it to my husband, he was like, "Yeah, but where's it gonna go?" And I was like, "Maybe we can put it in our bathroom." He was like, "That's not our color scheme in there." And I said, "That's true." I said, "Well, maybe we should switch it." And then he was like, So I said, "Oh, maybe," because y'all know I do my bottle art, right? So I said, "Well, maybe I'll get it and I'll paint it. Oh, I'll paint it." Now, I will admit this was during COVID, so this was in 2020. This 5 or 6 years ago. But look, it's in the box. It's in it's in the box. I feel what should I do with it? Should I give it away? Should I get it? It was a good deal. It was a good deal. And maybe I have a few more items like this. Maybe I do, but I'm not the problem. Right now, it holds my light. It's out the way, it's in the corner, it's not bothering anybody. Oh, see, I forgot to say. It's not bothering anybody. Come through Carrie with the 2K sound. I know I need 2K sound effects. The that's his volume that's a pedal? Is that really a pedal, Jay Humble? I don't think this is a pedal. It says toggle. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. He might want to build a spaceship. We hoard memorabilia stuff when it regards to achievements such as trophies, sports achievements, and old high school. That's a fact because I looked in our garage one day and I was like, why are there football cleats in here? Like, who, who plays football? And then he was like, those are my old football cleats. From when? Like, from when? Oh my God. Y'all do hoard. As long as we can agree that we all do it a little bit. But honestly, I don't hold on. Like, and I mean, we actually ended up losing stuff from our storage unit um years ago, and it's a long story, so I won't bore you with that. But the point was is that a lot of stuff was in there and I kind of just gave it right over to God. I was just like, I guess I wasn't meant to have it. Like, I've even having moved a couple of times when I was younger, there are things that I'm like, Dag, where did that go? And I just kind of chuck it up to it is what it is. So I'm not in all seriousness, like I showed y'all that in all seriousness, like I'm prepared to make the decisions to like keep or give away or throw away. And not for nothing, I don't want my kids to be stuck figuring that type of stuff out, because I might have got a little bit of it from my parents. Like my mom kept the house clean, but like our garage had a lot of stuff in it. Our laundry room had a lot of stuff in it. So, maybe I got a little bit of something. And I just I don't I don't want my kids to be stuck in that type of a headspace either, because what started happening for me was when I really wanted to start focusing on my schoolroom. I would look around and I'm one of those real, like, the environment needs to feel a certain way, like with a lot of things for me in life. Like a lot of things that, even when you're doing your thing, I like atmosphere, right? So I just started to notice that I was feeling like my house was like going like this. So, long story short, I know y'all was kind of getting on me. I realized that I needed to come up with a whole new plan. And I needed to give myself permission to kind of pause everyday life and focus on restoration. And this is very new. This is like this week new. So I'm now literally in the process of going room by room. And this is where having a tool like ChatGPT, in all seriousness, guys, really is helpful, because Enrique is like, all right, go room by room, and you're going to ask yourself these questions. You're going to ask yourself, um, where's the question? Hold on. Hey, Enrique, I'm live right now. I'm trying to find what were the questions that you told me that I need to ask myself as I go room by room in my house. Ain't no need for me to scroll up. He could just tell me again. Okay, so the rooms, sorry, the blueprint questions. One is, what is this room currently being used for? Two, what should this room's clear purpose be? And he also said your room can't have all these different purposes. It's like one or two purposes. Then he said, what are the biggest obstacles keeping it from serving that purpose? Four, what other projects or spaces does this room depend on? Five, what priority level should this room have in the restoration? And then he said just now, and I would add these practical questions as you walk through each room. Who uses this room and what do they need to do here? What items truly belong in this room? What items are here only because they do not yet have another home? What storage is missing, broken, overcrowded, or being used incorrectly? What decisions must be made before the room can be fully restored? What would reset look like when the room is finished? And what should every person do before leaving the room? So, those types of questions are the first step of this restoration project that I'm putting together. I'm going to go through and I'm going to answer those questions. And I have questions to survey to ask my kids because I want their input. My husband, I want his input. And then come together, not with them, come together with Enrique, build out the project and follow it like that. So that was the big premise of sometimes you have to restore before you actually maintain. So again, imagine every time I'm looking at a room and getting frustrated and I'm like, I have to clean this up. How do I clean this up? I have to clean this up. My whole focus is on cleaning it. And it's like, yeah, that's not the solution because that's not the problem. The problem is this shouldn't even be what this room is for. And just on another note, and then we'll keep moving. When I did have that last apartment I told you guys about, when I told you that she calls herself an interior architect, and that was on purpose because she didn't just design people's spaces. Martina, she would help to create your environment based off of you. So you guys know, like, standard apartments have the kitchen, and then usually you have like a kitchenette kind of an area, right? And then there's the spot where there's usually some type of a chandelier hanging, and you know that's where your dining room table goes because the chandelier is there, right? But it's usually, you can usually see all of that from like his kitchen, kind of living room area, and then this dining room type of a space, right? So in this particular apartment, that area was carpeted, and I was living by myself. I already had a four seater table that I had in the kitchenette area. So when she comes to look at my apartment, I'm like, I don't really know what to do with this area because I already have a place to sit to eat like right there. So do I get two dining room, like a small table and then another table? And she was like, No. She said because you don't need it. And she said all too often people will kind of like build their house or build not build their house, but like format their living area according to a standard dining room, living room, this, whatever. And, that's fine if that's what you use it for. But she says she has found that people who have the kitchenette area and also a dining room area, especially if, I was in my 20s living by myself. She said, how often are you going to use that area for that purpose? And I was like, I don't know, like maybe I would have people over for a dinner or something, holidays, maybe, but usually I'm gonna go somewhere else for holidays. So she said maybe once or twice a year. I said that's a fair assessment. And she said, so this space is gonna just be nothing for 363 days out of the year. That doesn't make sense. So she asked me questions about my lifestyle, about my interests. What do you like to do? And all of this stuff. And at the time, I was um I was in the process of starting piano lessons, and I also was trying to figure out my like work area environment. And so she said, "Okay, would you want this to be like an office space?" And I said, "I'm not really sure." So she said, "Well, how do you work?" I said, "Believe it or not, I like to sit on the floor when I'm doing stuff. I don't always like to sit at a desk. Like I like to have the option, but sometimes I like to sit on the floor. I love having my books around me." So what we did was she said, "Let's create a nook." I wish I had a picture I could show you guys, but it was like, "Let's create a nook." So we painted an accent wall. I got a keyboard because I was starting piano lessons. That was up against a wall. And then I got these really cute bookshelves that they're like leaning bookshelves. And in the middle, so it's bookshelf, and then the middle has this little desk that I could put my laptop on. And then I got this big brown, like cushiony ottoman. And that was in the center of the area on top of it was already carpeted, but we got another carpet because it was a real fluffy. She said, since you like sitting on the floor, let's make the floor area be nice and kind of fluffy. Because I had told her, I said a long time ago, y'all remember MTV's what's the crib show called? Uh what was that crib show called? Who I keep wanting to say Pimp My Ride. MTV Cribs, duh. It was an episode. I think it was Destiny's Child. We know a lot of these houses were rented, whatever. It doesn't matter. I think it was Destiny's Child. I think it was either Destiny's Child or Christina Aguilera, but I think it was Destiny's Child. And there was a room that yeah, it was them. There was a room that they had, and the colors were like magenta and blues and greens, and it was all like cushiony on the floor, was pillows. It was a low room. Like you went in and you just kind of sat on the floor. It was cushion. There was really no floor. The floor was like cushiony and pillows. So I described that to her. And so she said, well, let's do like our own rendition of it. So I got a fluffy carpet and a bunch of big pillows, little pillows. And what would have ordinarily have been the dining room area was now my nook. I had my books around me and I used it all the time. But if I didn't take a step back to like figure that out and to take a moment and pause the whole area to figure out what the area should be used for, I would have probably just had a dining room area that I never used. So there's like power in being able to take a step back and look at things for what they are and what you really need them to be, and then make the adjustment and pause everything until you do that. And don't do it according to other people, do it according to yourself. Now for me, this is relevant to my house, but for somebody else it could be relevant to a lot of different things. It could be relevant to your health, to your marriage, to your career, to how you parent, to whatever. Sometimes we might need to for real just kind of hold up. Maybe this isn't working because I just need to change this whole situation up. And I need to give myself the space to really, really figure that out and do this restoration. So hopefully MTV Cribs, yeah. Hopefully you guys understood what I was saying with that. So the other thing, 804. Okay, I won't keep you guys too long, but I am going to share this last. I'll just go into this last story. It won't be as long as the first story. Look at this scripture real quick. Isaiah 48:18 through 19. Hold on. I guess this is kind of, let me see. Hey, Demarcus Reed. How are you doing? HTP Flame. What, Jeffrey, what you say? Jeffrey, what you say? I bought 6 pair of work boots, regular price 70. Got them for $5. This was 2 years ago. Still got them. See? But thank you for being honest. Thank you, Jeffrey, for your willingness to be vulnerable. Because a lot of these guys are trying to act like they don't OD. Because I tell you what, every single time that my husband goes out to do shows, and usually he has to do multiple shows in a run, we always have to go to the mall and buy a bunch of white tees and a bunch of black tees and a bunch of black socks. And every time he comes back and then he goes for another show, I'm like, hey, why can't we just use the ones you just wore them just last week? Let's just wash it. No. Fresh. Gotta have fresh tees. Most of the shows are at night. Nobody can even see. You're wearing a black shirt. Nobody can even see it. But nope. 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 So you know what I started doing? I started making shirts out of them. I started making, sometimes y'all might see like Believe in Your Greatness, Dose of Stretch or whatever. I started making shirts. I took my Cricut machine, took my vinyl, and started making shirts. We ain't just go, we got 50,000 shirts. 50,000 shirts. Yep. Anywho, let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah 43:18 through 19. Do not call to mind the former things or ponder things of the past. Behold, I will do something new. Now it will spring forth. Will you not be aware of it? I will even make a roadway in the wilderness, rivers in the desert. Now, what's the context of that? So I'm going into my notes, into the study notes, and ordinarily I would go back and even go read like the start of the chapter, but I'm just gonna go to the study notes for those two verses. Deliverances of the nation in the past will pale into insignificance in comparison with the future deliverance the Lord will give his people. Deliverances of the nation in the past will pale into insignificance in comparison with the future deliverance the Lord will give his people. And then it says regarding the rivers part, in the Messiah's future kingdom, the barren places of Israel will be well watered and will supply refreshment for God's chosen people. I gotta keep reading. I gotta go back, guys. I won't do that now. But I was trying to see if there were scriptures regarding um restoration, and um I guess that you can kind of take something from that, because it is like, don't call to mind the former things and or consider the things of the past. um I'm going to do something new. I'm going to do something new. How do you get from where you are to something new if you don't? Well, rebuild something so it can function the way it was intended to function. Is that a stretch? Is that a stretch connecting that to restoration? Is that a stretch? I don't know. Um oh, but the other thing, the other story was maybe I should save it because this was going to lead into me discussing hypocrisy, which maybe I shouldn't discuss that tonight, but um no, I'll just discuss the story because it did force me to have to, yeah, I guess this would be a maintenance and restoration type of a situation. Um so I think it's no secret that I bought my lady a Cricket back around COVID, and I bought my lady a Cricket back around COVID, and I ain't see her use it not one time. And mind you, she wanted that damn machine so bad that she cried when I gave it to her. Listen, okay, Carter, I need more context. I need more context because this is an area that I have continued to struggle with, and I'm working on getting better and better to give myself permission. So there are certain things that I'm interested in learning or getting better with, or I'm already, sufficient, and I want to just, like, it's a hobby. It's a passion project. At the same time, it's very difficult to give myself permission to do that instead of something else. So even with my shirt, like with my Cricut machine, these Cricut machines are the bomb.com. There's so much that you can do with them. And but it takes time to like learn what you can do, and then the things that you want to do, you have to learn how to do it, and it's multiple steps or whatever. But it's difficult for you to be like, okay, so today for like the next 2 hours, because some of this stuff is not, let me just go tinker with that for 30 minutes. It's like, no, I gotta like sit down and read stuff and look at videos and play around, and then actually do the thing. So I need some hours. It's difficult for women, I think, for moms, wives. It's difficult for us to give ourselves permission to do that over, yeah, but I got to go do something with the kids, for the kids. I got to go prepare a meal. I got to go clean up. I have to go somewhere. I have to take somebody somewhere. I don't know if your wife is a working mom, a working woman, or if she's at home, but if she has a job, then she got to go to work. Like, there's all these different things that makes it difficult to decide to allocate the time towards that. So, I understand your frustration. I do. What if you've already supported your wife tremendously by getting it for her, and she really did appreciate it. That's why she cried. Those were not lying tears. Like, she really genuinely appreciated it. She did. And for that moment, she imagined herself being able to play with this machine. But then real life came in, and she probably was like, I don't got time to do that right now. I got to do all these other things. So maybe help her by helping her to allocate some time to actually do something with it. Like, in a nice way, not in a sarcastic way, in a nice way. Then you might help her to give herself permission to actually go and do the thing. So that would be my feedback for that. I understand, because I think my husband probably feels the same way. But we do mean well. We want to actually do these things. Okay. So, um, You know what? I don't need to. I'll save I'll save this story. I'll save this story because this story will take me probably into something else. And I've already kept you guys here for over an hour, which I truly, truly, truly appreciate you all. Oh, whoa. Let me see. I did have a question. Y'all know I have my questions. Okay. So, questions for thought as you go through the course of your week. Where are you trying to maintain something that first needs restoration? Where are you trying to maintain something that first needs restoration? Question number 2, are you trying to organize around a problem instead of rebuilding the foundation? And again, remember that might require you pulling back and looking at the actual picture for what it is and being willing to say, this ain't working. And then the final question is, what is one area where God may be inviting you to start fresh instead of simply trying harder? That was the other thing, which is what I was going to get into more. Um, but that's the other thing is like a lot of the stuff that I am coming across, especially if it's repeat offending problems, issues, or whatever. Obviously, I need to make an adjustment, a change, which hence me discovering restoration as opposed to maintenance. But the other very, very, very important component that I have realized was that I'm doing it this go round with somebody way bigger and way stronger than me. So this is not only me looking at a situation from a different vantage point, but this is also me recognizing that I can't do it by myself. I can't do it just with my wisdom. I have to tap into something greater. So let me really lean in on God going through these processes because none of them are going to be easy. As much as my house might make me feel like this sometimes, I'm comfortable. I know it. It's easy to just do how I normally do in it. So to do a restoration and change everything up is going to require effort. It's going to require sacrifice. It's going to require commitment. It's going to require discipline. It's going to require giving things up, right? It's going to require all of those things that can have me pause and be like, maybe I don't need to quite do this. Nope. That's where I need to lean in on God, ask Him for wisdom, ask Him for strength, for guidance, patience, grace, discipline, sacrifice. So that will be my third question for you guys. I hope that this stream, oh wait, hold on, here we go. Thank you, Davis MU4642. I rocked with you since after hours. Keep being a blessing on this YouTube. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, I mean, I listen, quiet is kept. I miss being over there sometimes, y'all. I miss the community talking, the laughter, all of that good stuff. So it feels good when y'all come over here from over there and like because it again, there's obviously no love lost. All those are still my people. I love all of those guys. And I miss a lot of that. Not for nothing. I miss being able to do my bottles. That was actually when I would allocate time to do my bottle art, was when I was on the panel sometime. Although I think that's why Anton made me a moderator. He was like, you was doing too much bottle work. But nonetheless, Davis, I appreciate you coming over here. Please keep tuning in over at After Hours and come on back over here as well. We appreciate you. So with that said, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this live. It was we was just, just kind of rolling with it. I'm doing my best to keep my initial commitment to myself, to show up, to keep my commitment to you all, to show up authentically and to allow God to help develop me and grow me into whatever this is supposed to be. This is truly a passion thing, a love thing, an obedience um I guess agenda here, and I'm truly like building this as I'm flying it. I don't even know if I'm completely off the ground. I guess I'm like still in takeoff mode. I don't know how far in the air I am, but I'm doing my best to show up as authentic and transparent and as obedient to God as I possibly can. And I hope that you guys receive that sentiment. I hope that these shows, if nothing else, puts a smile on your face and your heart, maybe brings you a little closer to the word, to God. Perhaps is helpful, is beneficial. You certainly are so helpful to me. Y'all don't know. Before I went live, I was not feeling it. I was not feeling. I wasn't mad. I wasn't sad. I just wasn't feeling it. And the minute that Gerard came in here and said, "What's up, Carrie?" It helped. It helped. I know we talk about the internet, but y'all are real people. We're all real people, and we need each other. The energy, the vibe, the atmosphere, all that stuff matters, and I certainly do not take that for granted. So I appreciate y'all. I hope you guys tune in next week, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Monday. And until then, you guys go out there, you be great, because you know you are great. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.